Good morning, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. I'm Parm Bains. I'm the Member of Parliament for Steveston Richmond East, and I'll be your MC for today's proceedings. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce you to Tolnaka from the Musqueam Indian Band to start our event with a greeting.
Nasiyam Nasiyaya Tolnaka Konasqui Tanitsanat Musqueam Ait Tanashquelowin Quans E Quatsnala Amit Sep Quat Huilam E Tanash Musqueamat Tammo Tashwamits Tas Hunkaminum Gun Siatolitson Haitrka. My friends and relatives, my ancestral name is Tolnaka. My English name is Alec Guerin, and I'm from Musqueam. It really lifts up my heart to see you all here today. Today is near and dear to my heart, as Musqueam's territory, our lands, have been home to one of the biggest trade hubs since time immemorial. We've stewarded these lands, and with it, a rich and vibrant economy. And until recently, that was going really, really well. But since contact, things have changed. Along with the fallout from residential schools, we've also been prevented from benefiting from that economy. But things are starting to change. Our relationship with YVR has become very beautiful indeed. The respect and the friendship that they've shown us, and the invite to take part in their piece of our economy is wonderful. But more important than that, the fact that we belong to these lands. They don't belong to us. We belong to them. That's something that is starting to be acknowledged and taken seriously. That part of Musqueam law that's been in place for so many generations. That's why today is near and dear to my heart. Because what we're talking about today is something that supports that helps us see us take care of those lands in a way that supports that rich, vibrant economy that Musqueam has always been a part of. So with that, I'll just say it's my great honor and privilege on behalf of my ancestors, my elders, and my people to welcome you to the unceded territory of the Hunkaminam speaking people of Musqueam. Haitrka.
Thank you, Tolnaka, for starting us off the right way. We are very fortunate to be able to live, work, play, and learn on the traditional territories of the Musqueam peoples. Vancouver International Airport is a crucial asset for our community. It serves those who live here by allowing them to travel around Canada and the world, and it provides good jobs for the region. And it provided me with a good job. This is where I began, at YVR. So one of those LD3s, I still have the record. I think I loaded 53 bags in one of those when I was working on the ramp. So, and I also was as a mechanic at the with Air Canada. So it brings back a lot of good memories, and it's great to see continued investment happening here. YVR helps make our businesses competitive as a strong link in our supply chain, which will become even stronger thanks to our government's investment today. We will now turn the microphone over to my esteemed colleague here, who has a lot better hair than me, the Minister of Transport, Pablo Rodriguez, for this important announcement today. Minister.
Thank you very much, Parm. Tanaka, thank you very much for those inspiring words. Parm, Randeep, it's great to see you guys. Tamara, thank you for having us here also. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys and to be with you here and to see that work, an airport that works very well, actually. I can say that as Minister of Transport. Salut tout le monde. Hey everyone, vraiment content d'être ici avec vous aujourd'hui. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we are gathered today on the Musqueam traditional territory. And I'm really happy from the words that I heard today and to know that there's this a good relationship between the airport and the Musqueam people. That's extremely important to me as Minister of Transport, but as a Canadian, first and foremost. And this important partnership, as I was told, includes benefits such as scholarships, new jobs, revenue sharing, identification and protection of archaeological resources, and support for ongoing operations and long-term development at the airport. So this supports a sustainable and mutually beneficial future. And I think we can all agree that agreements like this one, this type of relationship, is an important step forward on the path of reconciliation, which is an absolute priority for our government, but I would say for Canadians. I don't think it's exaggerated to say that Vancouver International Airport is a critical link in Canada's supply chain network. Et notre gouvernement agit pour que nos chaînes d'approvisionnement soient solides, qu'elles soient durables, qu'elles soient résilientes et pour offrir à la population canadienne ce qu'elle a besoin lorsqu'elle en a besoin. Et avec le Fonds national pour les corridors commerciaux, notre gouvernement investit dans les chaînes d'approvisionnement pour stimuler la croissance économique, créer davantage de possibilités de croissance internationale pour les entreprises et contribuer à rendre les prix des biens abordables pour tous les Canadiens. So this is what brings me here today, what I just said in French. Actually, the good news is a drum. We're investing over $74 million for an expansion that will increase cargo volumes, upgrade facilities, and improve efficiency at Vancouver International Airport. That's when you guys applaud. Yeah. So, in total, it will boost the airport's cargo capacity by 160,000 metric tons, representing a $22 billion increase to Canada's trade potential annually. That's huge. Think about it, $22 billion a year increase. So, yeah, that's good, second time. And it will do this by allowing larger aircraft to move between the cargo buildings and the runway. This will also have a positive impact on the environment. Larger, wide-body planes are more efficient, and also this could reduce and will reduce pollution by up to 25% per ton of cargo. So that's good news because this is also an objective for the airport, but also for us as a government, and extremely important, of course, for our First Nations. So to achieve this, the expansion project will add 4 new parking spots for wide-body cargo planes, upgrade an access road, and prepare the site of a new cargo warehouse that is coming after this. Alors, ces améliorations-là vont permettre aux expéditeurs de bénéficier d'une plus grande flexibilité en ce qui concerne la taille des expéditions, les restrictions sur le transport des machines et des produits électriques, et les restrictions imposées par les horaires des vols de passagers. So, guys, to summarize, this investment means we're taking action to boost our capacity to manage higher cargo volumes and handle all cargo more efficiently at the airport while reducing pollution. And it clearly signals our long-term commitment to work with industry on important infrastructure projects to address the transportation bottlenecks, vulnerabilities, and congestions along Canada trade corridor. So I think this is a great project for the airport, for Vancouver, for BC, to all of us here and to all Canadians. So that's why I'm so happy to be here with my colleagues, and I think I'll ask your speech here in mind. Thank you very much. Merci tout le monde.
Thank you, Minister, and thank you for your commitment and hard work for the West Coast. This is truly a great announcement for British Columbia. Now we are going to ask another good friend of mine and colleague, Randeep Sarai, the Member of Parliament for Surrey Centre. Randeep.
Thank you, Parm. It's a great pleasure to join my colleagues here today at Vancouver International Airport. Vancouver Airport, YVR, is one of the busiest airports in the world, with millions entering in and out of this airport every day. But most of all, it's the best airport in North America, and it's been voted that way many, many times. I sometimes come to think maybe it's because it's female-led. We have Tamara, Vrooman, but we also look in the audience here, and we have a lot of great female leaders in here, and I think even the CEO of Cargojet now is Pauline Dillon. So maybe that's the reason this airport runs really well, but very honored and very pleased to fly to and from an airport that is always on top of the list. This announcement will in turn, we always know Vancouver is the gateway to the Asia Pacific. This will increase and improve with the improved facilities and efficiencies. It'll reduce pollution and it'll make sure that Canadian products such as produce from blueberries to cherries to high-grade apples to high-tech medical supplies will reach those markets where it's needed and get the most value for Canadians, and at the same time be able to bring in much needed medical supplies, cargo, and high-tech cargo that is needed in this place. And with these new wide-body planes, that'll be possible. Our businesses will benefit through further expansion into global markets. Our middle class will have a wider access to good-paying jobs that will be created by expanding YVR's facilities. Our long-term commitment to working with stakeholders, specifically with the Musqueam and other Indigenous holders and all levels of government, will aid in working to address the vulnerabilities, the congestion in Canada's corridors, and the transportation blocks that occur from time to time. So the Government of Canada is committed to investing in fixing these cracks and to strengthening our economy's supply chains. So today's $74 million announcement proves just that. And again, as Minister Rodriguez said, this will unlock billions of trade for Canada wherever you may be, whether you manufacture on the East Coast or on the West Coast or in the North, your products will be able to get to and from YVR and to the global markets from here. So thank you, Minister, and thank you to everyone who made this happen.
And now I would like to invite Tamara Vrooman, another great leader who's done tremendous work here at YVR. She's the president and CEO of Vancouver Airport Authority, to the podium. Thanks. Tamara.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much, MP Bains, MP Sarai, Minister, and of course, Alec Guerin from our partners and friends at Musqueam. Thank you for always getting us started in such a good way. We're very excited to be announcing this project here with you today and thank the federal government for the $74+ million that will be matched by $75 million from the airport directly for a $150 million investment in our cargo operations. Many people think of YVR as a place where they fly as passengers, and certainly we are, as MP Sarai said, an award-winning airport, named the best airport in North America for 12 years in a row for the service that we provide to our passengers. But we're also a very important trade and cargo hub. 2,000 people work in our cargo operations here, and it is a vital part of the supply chain. Prior to the pandemic, we were seeing increased growth in cargoes, but certainly through the pandemic, with the supply chain issues that we have seen in other parts of the transportation network, the air has become a vital part of moving goods. And the growth in our regional economy, I hear from the CEOs who are leading clothing and textiles companies, obviously Arc'teryx and Lululemon, those that we're very well known for, all the way through to our agricultural, our very precious ocean-wise seafood producers, through to our biotech and our high-tech and pharmaceutical firms. All of that cargo moves best via air. And so through this investment, by the end of 2027, we will increase our cargo throughput in YVR by over 50%. That represents $22 billion annually in additional cargo and trade for our region. And we're not stopping there. We continue to invest in our operations, to digitize them, to decarbonize them, to make them more efficient for small business owners and large trading partners alike. We're blessed in Vancouver to be at the Pacific. We are the gateway from the Asia Pacific to our country. Trade is a very important part of our economy, and it's a very important part of our airport. So thank you again, Minister, for the investment and $75 million. We're going to spend it wisely to build the cargo and trade capability of our region. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Laura's Cafe.
Yeah.
Take the question.
Okay, yeah, so, okay, so thank you, Ms. Vrooman. Now, I'd like to turn it over to Laura Scafidi, the Press Secretary to Minister Rodriguez, who will moderate the Q&A.
I'll just do it from back here, guys. We'll begin the question and answer period. On va commencer la période des questions. On va prendre une question et une suivie de chaque journaliste. One question, one follow-up from each journalist. Je vais vous demander à prendre mon micro. Come up to the microphone here. And please make it clear who you're addressing your question to. And identify yourself and your news outlet. Je vais vous demander de prendre le micro, vous identifier et identifier les médias pour lesquels vous travaillez et de mentionner à qui s'adresse la question. We'll start with questions regarding the announcement. Does anybody have any questions regarding the announcement? Des questions sur l'annonce? Yeah.
Okay, sure. I just have a question regarding on the current situation of our cargo operations. What are the challenges we're facing right now? Oh, by the way, this is Tina Song from Omni Television.
Thanks very much for the question. Our cargo operations are working very well. We're increasing our throughput annually. Each and every year, our cargo throughput increases. But one of the challenges that we've had is that we have not been able to accommodate 777, so that's the large air freighter aircraft on the cargo side. We certainly, you've all flown them on the passenger side, but on the cargo side, we haven't had the capacity to do that. So we're expanding our facilities to meet the needs of the market. Those freighters are far more common and commonly in use, particularly bringing large amounts of trade from Asia and then distributing those through the transportation network here at YVR. So that constraint, not being able to take the large aircraft, that's been one of the challenges that we have had, and this investment will allow us to address that.
Renee Filipponi, CBC News. My question is for Minister Rodriguez. When it comes to the Boeing 737 MAX 9s, the U.S. has grounded them. There aren't any flown by Canadian Airlines, but there are airlines, including Iceland Air, who do still fly these into Canada. Will you make a ministerial directive to ground these planes like you did back in 2019, the government did, when it was the MAX 8s?
Well, from what we know, they're all grounded by the FAA. There's actually an investigation by the FAA, by Boeing. The planes are grounded until this is over, and until then, there's no plane that's going to come here, for sure.
Could I get that in French as well?
Oui, c'est actuellement, la FAA est en train d'inspecter les avions. Boeing est également en train d'inspecter les avions. Les avions sont cloués au sol. Il n'y a aucun avion qui va voler ici tant que ces inspections-là ne seront pas terminées.
My other question is a letter that was written to you by the BC Transportation Minister regarding trucking companies and the fact that there's a trucking company in BC that has been, lost sort of their permission to operate here, but they're still operating in Alberta and therefore driving on BC roads. What's your reaction to his call that this has to be fixed?
Yeah, no, I read the letter from Minister Fleming. As you know, safety is our top priority at Transport Canada, and we're working with the BC government on this. Actually, we have a great relationship with them. We'll work with the BC government and other provinces, and this is a topic that we'll raise also when we meet next month, all the Minister of Transport from Canada.
Bonjour, ma question est également pour vous, Ministre Rodriguez. Alors, je m'appelle Wildinette Paul de Radio-Canada. À propos d'Air Canada qui fait appel d'une décision de l'organisme de réglementation des transports, l'objectif, c'est vraiment d'accommoder les personnes vivant en situation de handicap et l'accessibilité. J'aimerais avoir votre réaction et qu'est-ce que vous comptez faire?
Je n'ai pas vu les détails de l'appel, mais en termes d'efforts d'accessibilité, il faut en faire plus, pas en faire moins. Je suis un peu surpris par l'appel d'Air Canada, surtout que je les ai rencontrés le mois dernier là-dessus. Je vais regarder les détails, je ne les ai pas vus encore une fois, mais en termes d'accessibilité, je l'ai dit clairement au président d'Air Canada, à son équipe et aux autres compagnies, il faut faire plus et pas moins.
Alors, en anglais, là-dessus, votre réaction et qu'est-ce que vous comptez faire?
In terms of accessibility, we have to do more, not less. So I didn't read the details of that article. I will read them after, but I'm a bit surprised that Air Canada is appealing on this. I met with them last month, and I told their CEO very clearly, and other members from the leadership of Air Canada, and other companies too, that I expect more from them in terms of accessibility, so they have to do more and not less.
Aujourd'hui, sur cette annonce, pourquoi YVR et qu'est-ce que ça va changer concrètement pour nous?
Ça va permettre à des gros porteurs, comme par exemple les Boeing 775, 777, de venir travailler au niveau du cargo. Ça va accroître les espaces de stationnement, ça va faciliter la transition de cet appareil vers les pistes de décollage. Donc, une augmentation importante du transport par cargo à partir de l'aéroport de Vancouver. On estime qu'il y aura un impact économique d'à peu près 22 milliards de plus par année. Donc, c'est extrêmement positif.
Minister, regarding overpass strikes and dangerous driving, when will the federal government centralize commercial trucking operating license to better serve enforcement?
Sorry, I didn't. What did you say at the beginning?
Regarding overpass strikes and
Overpass
dangerous driving.
Companies that hitting overpasses.
Yeah, the same question as we had before. Yeah, this is something that will be discussed at the Transport Ministers meeting next month. I received a letter from the minister on this topic, on truck security, and its security is our top priority at Transport Canada, the government of Canada, and this will be discussed at the transport meeting when we meet all together. I think it's in Montreal next month.
D'autres questions? Any other questions? Everybody's all over the place. Okay. So that concludes la conférence de presse. Thank you. This concludes our press conference. And I'd like to invite the folks that are participating to stay up there, and we'll take a group photo, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming.